Well, how's it going, everyone? My name is Amos, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about which stocks that I have been buying and selling as of recently. And then towards the second half of the video, I'll be going over the intrinsic valuation for each one of these companies that we're going to be talking about here today, but also what I think is a good price to buy into them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I want to give you the bottom line up front. These are all of the companies that I have sold recently. Reason being is that I know there's people out here that are very impatient, that have the attention span of a TikTok scrolling single father of 3 kids that don't have time on your hands. So we're talking about Google, CVS, Starbucks, Visa, Five Below, and Target. And fortunately, and I'm not saying this to brag or to be like, yeah, I'm humble bragging, but I did sell out of every single one of these in the green. They were all winners. However, the thing is, I can't just make money come out of thin air, right? Unless I open up an OnlyFans account and start selling videos of my butthole and my nipples, but I don't want to stoop that low yet. Unless you do that, I'm not judging you. If you do that, do you, whatever makes you happy. But for me, I don't know. But anyways, I sold out of them because I needed the capital to buy into better opportunities that I saw in the market. And we'll talk about that very soon. However, before we do, hear me out. I know, I'm about to sound like an absolute maniac or a lunatic or weird guy. However, something that you should know about me is I'm a huge Tolkien fan. Anything related to The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, love it. As a matter of fact, I can watch the entire Lord of the Rings movie franchise in a single weekend, and I would consider it a day well spent. Actually, for Saturday and Sunday, so days spent well. That's how much I love the Lord of the Rings. However, as of recently, I don't know what it is. I guess I was stressed out or whatever, and I stumbled upon Warhammer. You see, I've always known about it, just never made the effort to look into it. On surface level, I have to tell you, it is absolutely overwhelming. It's kind of like the Tolkien universe, but also StarCraft, the Blizzard game, meshed into one universe. Or at least that's how I comprehend it as a guy who was looking in from the outside. And apparently there's like 2 different realms. There's like the Warhammer 40K and then the Age of Sigmar. It's a lot. I am interested. I'm like, dude, this actually looks pretty sick. So if you are someone that is familiar with Warhammer, where do I begin? Because you know everything that I don't. So if you were starting fresh right now, where would you start with Warhammer? Help me out. Okay, with that out of the way, here are the companies that I have been buying up as of recently. We're talking about Papa John's Pizza, Hershey, Realty Income Corporation, Huntington Ingalls. This is the shipbuilding company. We have General Mills, Conagra Brands, Google. Well, hold on. Didn't I just say that I sold out of Google? Yes, I did. I sold out of Google when they reached their 52-week high of about $205 a share. And I was just like, man, that's awesome. And then like a week or 2 later, Google decided to go on a sell-off and on a dip. And I was like, well, I guess I'm buying back in. So I'm back into Google. We have PepsiCo, and then of course, Nvidia and AMD. Anyways, now let's go ahead and talk about what price that I have been buying into these companies for and what I believe their intrinsic valuation price to be, meaning 6 months from now, or even like 2 years from now, what price should they realistically be trading for? And I categorize them into 3 different brackets. There's a rebound, which I think is kind of risky because that rebound might not never come. And then there's also the buy and hold, which I think is fundamentally a good company, high quality, and it's a pretty safe investment, at least it is for me. And then there's the growth category. So with the rebound businesses, between you and me, I think I only have like 2 shares of Papa John's, 2 shares of General Mills, and maybe like 1 share of Conagra Brands. However, on the flip side, with the buy and hold category, that's where I'm going gung-ho, like all out. And then with the growth companies, instead of the vision of holding on to them for the next, 20 or 30 years, for me, once I have a pretty big unrealized gain, I'm probably going to sell out of them. So whether that's going to be a year from now or 3 years from now, that's the game plan. I think out of this entire list, the easiest yes for me is Google. Anything under $182, I think that's a solid deal. And then another one that I think is a really good deal right now is Huntington Ingalls. And I say that because on the conservative, lowballing estimation, their fair price should be around $250 a share. Once they can get their labor issues in order, $250, not too crazy. I would even argue $290 to $310 is realistic for Huntington Ingalls. And something else that I want to call out is Nvidia. I did not put a fair buy price for them. Based on what we are witnessing for Nvidia, I feel like buying them on the dip, whenever they go like 5% into the red, they're at like 127, 125, might not be the worst idea in the world because, okay, I'm going to say it again. Past performance is not indicative of future gains, and what happened in the past may not happen in the future. But whenever they do go on a dip, they always seem to find a way to rebound and rally back up. With that said, for me, my cost basis for Nvidia is below $119 a share. So I think that's a really good price to get them at. However, buying them on the dip, not the worst idea in the world either. But anyways, those are the stocks that I have been buying and selling as of recently. If you made it to the end of the video, I love you. Stay safe and good luck in the stock market. I'll talk to you guys really soon. Peace.